Hey there, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of the VOD Squad, where we, I think I said squad wrong, but you know what? We're here to talk about streaming stuff, content providers, anything that we can, like, throw money at to kind of get this kind of stuff that we want to watch.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's a SCOD? I'm trying to figure
I
out
don't
because the
know.
VOD SCOD, I have no idea what that is.
Well, the VOD Ska would be
Oh,
like a style of music about
yeah.
video on demand, I think.
They were popular in the 90s, right? The
Yeah.
VOD SCA.
I think that's a there we go. There we go. We got a suggestion.
All
But-
right.
Hey, I am Clyde, and today I am joined by Matthew Ross.
Hi, Clyde. Hi, everybody.
He took the time to join me. How you
Oh.
doing?
I'm good. I've been busy.
Aren't we all?
It seems like just things are going crazy for me. I mean, I really feel like I have no time, and I have guests coming, so I have to clean house, which makes it more crazy.
I see how that goes.
That's,
Yeah,
normal.
you know, like Mike had to take his family to Disney World.
All right, I
like
did that.
they want him to be there with him,
I already
right?
did that. I mean, that's boring. Yeah, whatever.
And Jimmy's
So-
going to be traveling, so it's just us.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because, there's something we need to talk about, and I don't think they need to talk about it.
Yeah, we probably should revisit the dish-shaped elephant in the room, but we can get to that here in a little bit. Should we look into some news?
Sure thing. We're going to start off with the biggest story of the week, which is the fact that it looks like Netflix is raising prices, but at the same time, kind of in a sneaky way, Hulu is dropping prices just temporarily. Netflix has decided they're going to go ahead and charge it a couple extra dollars, $1 or $2 extra, depending on which rate you are going for before. In the United States, if you had the $11.99 plan, it's going to go all the way up to $13.99. That was the 4K streaming plan with 4 devices at once. The other HD plan, which was $9.99, is now going up $1 to $10.99. But Hulu, in a marketing genius, has snuck in at the exact same time and said, hey, we're going to give our normally $7.99 plan a discount for $5.99.
Discount's always good. This
Yeah,
is forever, right?
No, unfortunately,
Oh.
this is a promotion, and it'll happen until my birthday, January 9th.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's cool because from what I read, even if you're a returning customer, you can get that. So if you and yes, I'm talking to you out there, if you are currently subscribing to Hulu with commercials, all you got to do if you want to save some money for a little while, cancel Hulu and then sign back up. And when you sign back up, you get it for $2 less.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't say here that you can get the discount for the version without commercials.
No,
which,
it did specify returning customers. But I mean, how hard is it? You just cancel it and then just resubscribe.
Yeah, it's a good idea to try it. If you've never tried Hulu, it's better than ever now. And for $5.99 a month, it's worth a try. Give it a shot. You might like it. You might hate the commercials though, so you might end up paying more. And I recommend that. And also, since Netflix is the real big story this week, really was the fact that Netflix decided to raise their prices. And some people, I understand, were really upset. And while most people that I know went, it's $1.
Yeah. And, you know, but the thing is, they do this every couple of years. And, you know, and I remember vaguely them upping it, but that was so long ago that it's a distant memory. And then, they got to do it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there's this thing called inflation where every year the value of the dollar goes down. So if you're not, if you want to keep competitive, you got to change the prices. The fact that they're only doing it like $1 or
Right.
two each time, and it's like every 4 years ish, not a big deal.
And this also, they did not touch anybody who had the lowest price plan, which is $7.99. They could still claim that low price entry price, which is wonderful for their marketing. And the people who really feel it the worst, like, oh, I can just barely handle $8, they can now go ahead and keep that $8 plan, and they'll be perfectly fine. So it's kind of the right way for them to be moving the dials, if you
Yeah,
ask.
yeah.
They're adjusting in the right direction. And
And
people, it's not going to hurt the people that much for
gut
a dollar.
reaction, and I get the gut reaction because I have the same gut reaction when I hear wait more, and then you think, and it's like, well, it's technically only $12 a year,
A
so
year.
it's essentially I'm paying for an
Oh,
extra month
right.
because of the plan I'm on. So it's like, okay, whatever. Yeah, so $1 a month. Yeah, I can live with it.
Yeah, that and the fact that they're having to make so much more of their own content, and that costs money. So, and if they keep it up, Netflix, you're really making lots of good content. So, yeah, go for it. I'm not going to complain at all. So, that's good stuff. Second story we have for the week is Hulu has decided to go big on the not exactly in your face esports, but all like the secondary esports
Mm-hmm.
shows. They've decided to go ahead and start up 4 different shows that they're going to be putting on the Hulu service, which are give kind of the back end information about the various things that are happening on the video game esports. Player versus player is one of them, which is basically like talking about the various players in the field and getting a one-to-one talk with them. They also get a debate the show during the show, have a
Mm-hmm.
little debate together. Boot camp is basically following 3 guys who are trying to get into the esports team called the Immortals, and they're a CS:GO team. So it's kind of a reality TV show in that way. I don't know about that one. Defining moments will be apparently it's like the history of video games and the most amazing things that ever happened
Okay.
in video games. Again, I'm not so certain on that one. And the last one is called ESL Replay. This is your sports show style. Hey, this is the
It's
coolest thing that
Sports
happened.
Center for people
Exactly.
that don't watch Sports Center.
Yeah, this is Sports Center for your CS:GO and for your for your big esports
Yeah, I guess if
game.
you want to
So
catch all the highlights and the
it
drama and all the
that's the
whatever.
one out of all these shows that actually makes the most sense to me, really, because that people like to see the coolest
Yeah.
clips, basically. So yeah, this is cool.
Hey, so and so was caught cheating on Twitch.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. That's
Oh,
no,
I
I'm
thought you
just
were talking
saying.
about me. Sorry.
Yeah, you can catch us cheating on Twitch every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. Um, yeah, I think it's a smart move by Hulu.
Right.
Hulu's got kind of a little bit of everything anyway, except sports. They don't have any sports. And ESPN is not really the big draw it used to be. Somebody needed to step up and be the ESPN of esports because ESPN's not doing it. So, Hulu, good luck
Yeah.
and rock on.
Wasn't there one of these broadcasting networks? I can't remember if it's a traditional one like ESPN or if it was one of the streaming networks that it basically picked up a lot of the real streaming of the sports
Well,
kind of stuff.
there are a lot of channels that are doing it,
Okay.
but because like if you go if when I was flipping through Dish the other night or DirecTV,
Hmm.
I saw Disney XD at night when the kids are asleep. It's
Yeah.
all esports,
Yes, it is.
and but that doesn't really help because it's fine if you're watching it live, but what about if you want to go back and watch it? That stuff doesn't show up on Disney XD app.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Most of that stuff's on YouTube. It's okay.
Yeah.
All
Rock
right,
on.
moving on. We have a story about a new Alexa. Looks like that we spoke a lot in the last couple of weeks about how Alexa has been getting a lot of upgrades, especially in the hardware department. This is an upgrade to the software department. It is now able to identify and recognize separate voices on the Alexa speaker, which means it can personalize what you need based on what you need. And I'm saying the name, and hopefully everybody's echo is not, going off because I've been saying the word all this whole time.
Well,
Sorry.
if your Alexa is going off right now, then you need to update your Alexa so that it does not recognize my voice. Right, Alexa? Alexa's in chat. We can talk to Alexa.
Oh, really? Is it actually Alexa?
I don't know, but it seems just as batty as DCTV bot. Alexa wants me to fix the other bot.
Aw.
But that's not the same Alexa, I don't think.
That would be cool if if Amazon allowed you to connect an IRC chat to the Amazon voice services. So you could ask the Miss Alexa a question and in chat and have it respond. I mean, they should all be doing that, quite frankly. Why aren't they all allowing you to have access to that? Because it's just free advertisement. But
yeah, and it's a long time coming. It's about time. Bring it on.
I have a feeling it is not the actual Amazon voice services, because Alexa would not say things without properly capitalizing and punctuating her sentences.
No.
Sorry.
This is
This is somebody else faking it, which is fun.
Oh, yeah, it would. But
okay, I'll have one more story for the week, which is that if you are one of your lucky owners of a Philips TV with Android, if it's a 2016 or 2017 model, you're probably getting an upgrade to Android Nougat, which is version 7.0. This update is going to allow you to do new things like picture-in-picture support. If you're going to be doing casting onto your TV, you can do cast in 4K. It's got multiple account support, which is good. And app recording is another feature on here. So it also has a couple of features that Philips particularly added in there, like Amazon HDR functionality. So
yeah,
it's
you said current customers or people that own one, but this also might be a good reason for if you are a prospective customer looking for your next TV, and Android TV is something that you might be interested in. Maybe you should look at Philips, because I know even though Google does not allow you to monkey with Android TV. As a manufacturer, you're supposed to leave it alone, which the main reason for that is when there is an update, there is no reason to hold it back. Like you see with phones.
Google will allow you to insert apps into it.
Yes.
So that when you have it, you have your Philips app that you can open up and get free advertisement.
But you're not really supposed to do much. There's very little you can do. And the whole point is so that when these updates come out, that you're able to, as a customer, get the most recent version of Android TV. The problem is Sony. I'm looking at you. Sony. I think the Sony customers are still on version 5 point something. I think they're still on like they're on like Marshmallow.
Okay.
Or
6.
Marshmallow or Lollipop.
Lolly. Ooh.
That was that's why I'm saying 2 versions back.
Okay.
So yeah, Sony, and I think I don't know about Sharp. I don't think Sharp has been too good about updating it either. So, like I said, if you're interested in Android TV and you're looking for a new TV, Jimmy, you might want to consider a Philips TV.
We'll convert them, I promise.
Yeah.
And Android TV is excellent. And I really enjoy my B-Box. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of the things that made me sadly leave and go to Roku. Most of them have been fixed in the form of app makers finally getting off their asses and
Quick
making
box.
an app where there was no excuse for there to be not be an app. But yeah, I'm still waiting, hoping, crossing my fingers for new Android TV hardware. But
Maybe we'll see. I bet you somebody will be coming out with a new Android TV box. I mean, it might be the same guys from
Xiaomi,
what is it? Xiaomi might be making a new
I-
box
I'd buy
because
another Xiaomi.
they've made a couple iterations of that box before the Mi box came
Mhm.
out. So yeah,
Yep.
I'd buy another one too. They were it was excellent.
Yeah.
I've played 3D
Memory.
games on it. It was good.
My only complaint has been lack of memory,
Mm.
storage, and that's the one complaint about Android TV I have right now. Even though you can, in theory, plug a USB drive into your box and use it as external storage,
Mhm.
the apps don't actually move.
Oh,
So if you've got too many apps, even though it says they were moved, you can't download anything else to the onboard if it because it still thinks they're
right.
there, and it pisses me off.
Just so you know, they fixed a lot of that offloading storage bit with later versions of Android. Maybe with Android 7, the Philips TV has that
Maybe,
fixed.
but that's part of my thing. I don't think my Mi box is gonna get 7 anytime soon.
Yeah, we're probably still running 6, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'll have to check.
So
Okay. And
All
that
right.
was the news for the week.
Well, thank you. That was rather enjoyable. And
I know.
there is, as we mentioned at the top, there was something that we talked about the other day that there's really no record that we actually talked about it.
Yeah, I know.
I know, because mistakes by me. I don't know who said that.
One of our
but
missing episodes was chock full of good information that you will no longer be able to hear.
So hey, we tried something last month.
We did. What did you think of DirecTV?
Now,
Now?
not
Not later.
DirecTV. We didn't. I am not drilling holes in the roof of this house
Oh,
to
okay.
install a dish.
Oh, come on.
We tried DirecTV Now, and you know what? Overall, I didn't hate it. And we can get down. We don't have to get too crazy like we did last time because the people that are live here in the chat, they've heard this all before, and
Right.
yeah, don't want to drive them away. They're like, every week they talk about the same thing. When they don't have anything to talk about, they just claim that episode didn't air, so they get to talk about it again.
That's
But
not true.
I will say overall, I went into it knowing all of the problems they had earlier in the year.
Yep.
I went into it knowing that I don't care about live TV. I was not really a fan of Sling TV or PlayStation View for that reason. But you know what? I'm actually going to keep it.
You are still paying for it.
Technically.
And you are still using it.
I don't know if you would say I'm using it. Every once in a while I pop in there to try and watch Rick and Morty.
It sounds like you're not being successful.
Well, I mean, that's the problem with, and it's the same problem I had with Sling and with PlayStation View. I don't think it's a DirecTV Now thing, but when you go, since there's no DVR, you have to rely on the
72-hour rollback thing.
Well, there's that, or you can go for the on demand.
Yeah.
And I've noticed AMC is the biggest culprit in the fact that a show will show up, AMC's standalone app, right, will show up the next day. So, like, I was watching *Halt and Catch Fire*. It's on Saturdays. Usually by Monday, I can watch it on the app.
Cool.
The on-demand when I go into DirecTV's on demand, I go into the AMC channel, it's still 2 episodes behind.
No.
And I mean, and that's the same thing I complained about when we did Sling and then PlayStation View with AMC. I don't get their artificial, because I can log into the standalone app using the credentials from DirecTV Now, which is what I did, and then watch the episodes they won't let me watch in the service that I authenticated with. So I don't get it. And that's what I was saying. Adult Swim is kind of I wouldn't say that far behind, but all of a sudden, like 2 episodes will show up. It's like whoever's supposed to be
just not doing their job, and they're like, oh crap, but 2 through.
With Adult Swim, I kind of get that because that seems kind of like their culture. A bunch of like lame brain, not really in the moment kind of people, but you know what?
Yeah,
that's their shtick.
Let me guess. You really like Rick and Morty?
I like Rick and Morty. I wouldn't say it's my favorite show ever. I wouldn't say it's the greatest thing ever, but I like Rick and Morty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. I've seen a decent number of Rick and Morty episodes from the first season. Maybe not all of them, but yeah, it's interesting. It's very much not what I expected when I first started. I just can't get Doc Brown and Marty McFly out of my head when I watch that show, so that's okay.
Or Doctor Who.
But for me, I also started my we did our we were going to do our 30-day challenge, and we tried to do it at the beginning of the month. I was a little late getting it out started, maybe like a week, maybe half a week. I don't know. It was not the beginning of the month, because first thing I said was I talked to my wife and said, hey, we're going to try our 30-day challenge, and I'm going to have to, because it's only a 7-day free trial, I'm going to have to be paying for a month. And she said, well, which service are we doing this time? And I said, DirecTV Now. And she goes, that's AT&T. She gave me the stink eye. She did not want me to have to pay for any more than anything for that. So
yeah.
Well, I swore to her that the contract is month to month, and we talked about it. We got it all figured out, and we ended up picking it up. And right away, we tried it out, and we were having problems with it. We were trying it out on a couple different boxes of ours, and we were having issues. So not a good start for us. In particular, since we were talking about the on-demand, we tried the on-demand. Well, I put on the Avengers, the second one, Age of Ultron. And just little bit of hiccups and the world's worst commercials being repeated over and over and over again.
The commercials, though, are not DirecTV Now. Those are the channels. Because, like, if you watch when I watch the AMC standalone app, I get the same commercials that I get on the AMC channel on DirecTV Now. And yes, it is the same commercials over and over. And that is... So you can't blame the service for that.
Can I blame them a little bit, just a little bit, that's the state of this stuff? Because I've watched on other services, and it's not nearly as bad.
I mean, because everything I've watched has been, because I use the standalone apps for USA, Fox now that they've combined everything together. The Disney Now for the kids. So basically all of the channels that I watch on DirecTV Now, I also use the standalone app. And across the board, it's the same commercials. It's the commercials that the channel provides. The channel's just providing a stream.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I know that's not exactly true, because I know that they also basically serve you up in an individual...
based on your location.
Right. And I got the same, I mean, literally the exact same commercial 4 times in a row.
Oh, yeah. That's what, remember last year I was screaming about Apple. They had this commercial that the volume was cranked up like 200%. So you have to watch the show. the dialogue's so low on the show that you have to turn the volume way up, and then this Apple commercial comes in screaming, and then it plays it back to back 4 times. That's on Sci-Fi. That was a Sci-Fi thing.
So wrong.
And because that's the only ad that they sold, and they needed to fill a 3-minute break, so it was this one commercial screaming for every single break back to back 4 times. And that's why I was like, yeah, good job, Apple, because I will never ever purchase this thing just because how pissed off you have made me about this with the ad.
In comparison, I'm right now comparing it to the to YouTube TV, and they're on demand. I get the timer in the corner, which I didn't get on my version of DirecTv Now, of how much time is left. And in YouTube TV, the volume went down for the commercial.
That's good.
That's awesome.
That's one thing I've been demanding, and from anything that I participated with a beta. I was talking to the Roku developers. This has nothing to do with the beta, so I can talk about it. But I was bugging them saying, hey, can we at least into the hardware put some sort of compression software? Because then that will level out the peaks and force, when it gets really loud, it may squish it, but at least you're not going to blow out your ears. And the main reason is with the Roku, you can listen with headphones from the plugged into the remote. And that's where those Apple thing really pissed me off, because all of a sudden it's screaming at 200% increase directly into my ears, and I had to rip them out of my ears. And but that if DirecTV Now or some of the other providers would do that, that would be awesome.
Yep. So for me also, we picked up the base package, which was fine. And actually was pretty happy with the channel selection it gave us. No locals for us, or if there was a local, not one that I was interested in, maybe like a Fox channel or something like that. But nothing that really jumped out for me as far as locals go. And and because the other big Achilles heel of DirecTV Now, at least right now, the DirecTV Now, is the fact that you don't have any good DVR service on it unless you somehow are lucky to be on the beta. And I have no idea if that was available to you or if it became available to you, because they are handing out more beta keys for that.
Not yet.
It's so hard to watch a show at the time it's showing. So
I don't even try. And that's the thing. The only time the live TV, I used it for testing, but every once in a while I will turn it on just to have something on in the background, because I used to not worry about it, but since Hulu changed to the new version, which does not respect my account settings and auto plays, I can't just if I stop paying attention to a show.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah. And even after the show, I went back and double checked to make sure that it is turned off everywhere. But now I run the risk. I can't just have a Hulu show in the background, because if I'm not paying attention to it, it will go through 4 or 5 different shows, and then I have no clue what was watched to go back and figure out, okay, what got screwed up. So yeah, DirecTV is now, what I want, because I can just turn it on and not pay attention. I just need something in the background. But what I was gonna say was, I was complaining though that the only problem I had with it, as far as playback, was I noticed when I was watching Velocity right before that the show where we talked about it, it started getting really sketchy. And I thought there was something wrong with the service, or maybe with the Roku beta software or whatever. But I've come to find out, no, it's not actually DirecTV that's the problem, because all of the other channels are fine. It's Velocity. So it's whatever feed they're providing is not the greatest. They may not have a good CDN or something, because when it's really bad, I'll switch to every other channel, and every other channel is perfect. I watched it on my Roku, on my phone, my tablet, my computer, and also on the Fire TV. I still haven't gotten around to putting it on the Android TV. I don't know why. But and the experience was pretty much the same across the board.
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about the experience because I didn't enjoy the interface. I really felt like that there was a lot of non-intuitive things going on in the interface, and I really did not enjoy the guide.
While you talk about it, let me bring it up.
In particular, I didn't like the fact that if you go up and start browsing the channels with the guide on, it shows the background of what's currently playing in the guide, which for me is so distracting because I'm the kind of person who has to watch. I can't keep my eyes from not watching what's going on in the background. It could be the world's worst show, or maybe not a worst show. Maybe it's the show I'm just not interested in. Cupcake Wars, not a bad show. I'm just not really interested in it. I can't stop watching it when it's on.
See, and I kind of actually like that because I might be watching something and then I'm curious what else is on. So I can go to this, you can see now what he was talking about. And we're seeing one of the things I love about Disney XD is there are no commercials. It just goes to the Disney XD thing. But yeah, now you can just flip through here. And would still be listening to the video, whatever.
I'm watching the show. I can't stop. I'm watching the show.
The one complaint that I have, though, is the fact that over here, I love that they've got favorites. I love that you can I'm now favoriting Hallmark Channel to make an example, but you can go over here to just show the favorites. So then, there's Velocity, which we talked about.
Right.
And then you can just go, my only complaint about that. Oh, and they make it really easy to remove it too. So bye-bye, Hallmark. But the problem is if I go back, so I'm back here, I go up, go back to the guide, it's back on all channels again.
Right.
If I was viewing by favorites, I wish it would respect. Yeah, I wish it would respect that. And then just stay on favorites, because there's a lot of crap on there that I really don't care about. On my TV, I can go in and turn those channels off so that they don't ever even show up, essentially creating a favorites, right? But other than that, the interface, I rather like it. I like how everything gets out of the way. And, if you go down, then you can see other episodes, shows, and I like that. Or if you don't want any of that, you just go up to the top. I don't know what's going on there, but and then
my ADD is going nuts.
See, that's why I went to watch list, because when you go to watch list, it actually goes away.
Thank goodness.
So, but actually, here I'll show you. This is what I was talking about. So, Halt and Catch Fire. I haven't checked it in a couple days. So, yeah. See this episode here. Episode 8. I just watched episode 8 last night. So this is like 3 weeks behind now.
Right.
And it's AMC. But one thing that I've noticed, and I haven't been able to replicate it on any of my other devices, but on the Roku, for some reason, if I go into an episode, and then I watch it, when I'm done watching it, it doesn't bring me back to this. You would think it would bring you back to the watch list so you can watch the next episode.
It would bring you back. It would pop up. It should pop up a thing saying next episode.
What it does is this.
10:98.
And it dumps you back to the main TV. And that really irritated me, because then you got to go up to and then watch list, and then go back in. And if you've got a lot of stuff in your watch list, it's like ridiculous.
Now, we're currently seeing this on what system?
This is the Fire TV.
Okay. It seems a lot smoother than it was on my Roku 3. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I wonder if, because I noticed today. I'm gonna go back. I noticed something today. I wonder if part of that had to do with the fact that it was a Roku 3, because my Roku stick that I purchased last November, it's not even an option to install
Really?
DirecTv Now. I was going to demonstrate it on there because I wanted to show, before the show, I was setting it up because I wanted to show how I get dumped back, because when I tried to replicate it last time on the Fire TV, it worked the way you would want it to work, right? And then it's because with the Roku, if you have multiple Rokus on your account, you install an app on one, it's installed to all of them automatically. And I noticed it wasn't there. And then I tried to manually install it, and it wasn't even an option. So some devices, Roku has clearly said this device is not capable of using this app.
I have one of the newer Roku sticks, not the most recent batch, but the set before. I wonder if it works on that Roku stick. I swear we put it on there.
Yeah,
But we were. So you seem to be happy with that interface. I can tell you that we were not initially happy with how that interface worked.
At
we
first
had a
I
hard
wasn't.
time to get it. So
Yeah.
I'm guessing with time it would get better. But at first we felt like it was a little alienating, and
Well,
the dark theme was weird. And
we'll go back. I like the dark theme because it kind of disappears, right?
Right.
Hey, we're back to the commercial.
Of course.
I was kind of not, I didn't really think a whole lot about it when all I was doing was going up. When I accidentally went down and then realized, oh, wait, there's more stuff down here plus
Right.
the same things. And
Hey, the guide finally showed up on the bottom. You see, it wasn't there before.
Oh,
At least
I've
on
always
ours.
had it on there.
Well, it wasn't on the down for when we used it. So we'd go down and you'd have more of this of the shows kind of stuff. But the guy didn't show up there. It took us a while to realize, oh, you have to go up to get to that. So
all right, I'll have to check my Roku because I'm pretty sure it's there on my Roku 4.
okay,
But
I believe you.
But there was the other thing, because right now it's not letting me do it, but before I could go down and then keep going down and find my watch list.
Right.
But that's not there on
I remember
the
that.
Fire TV for some reason right now. Oh, I know, because I was on the networks tab. That's why. So if I go home and then go down, there we go. So yeah, there's my watch list. Continue watching. Yeah, you see kind of the stuff I like to watch. Have you ever watched Mike Tyson Mysteries?
I have not, but you've told us about it. So
and Mike Tyson does voice himself, and Norm Macdonald is a pigeon. So it's like a spoof of Scooby Doo. But but yeah, so you get a kind of good idea of my watching history on here. But yeah, and I mean, I like this interface. I like the less is more. But that's also the main reason I like the Roku. So a lot of people say it's not fancy enough, right? But I like that. I just like that it's stripped down, gets out of the way, and this is something that I could recommend to like my parents. I think the UI is not so complicated. It's so minimal that it's not complicated.
Right.
All you need to know is up to get down or side to side to change channels.
Right.
And that's all you need to know.
That, and as soon as it has DVR,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it definitely could be a contender.
Yeah, and
until then, it's I don't know.
Right now, but you touched on something before. It is AT&T.
Yes, it is. And
that is the number one reason I am going to keep it. Because since I am an AT&T, I subscribe to, or I'm a AT&T cell phone user, and I've got an unlimited account. I get $25 off of the package. So I am too on the base package. So you take $25 off of $35 and you are left with $10 a month. With as little as I will use it, I can justify $10 a month because there are times that I will use it. and it's something that my parents could use. You know, they've got they're setting up this other house and it doesn't have cable. They're not going to pay for cable at two houses, though there will be internet. So, you know, I think they're going to be watching some DirecTV Now.
You know, it's fine. An interface, it's fine as long as you get past the initial problems with the interface. And so, yeah, I could totally foresee this being a good option, especially for $10 a month.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
jeez, that's hard to beat.
At like 50 for the like kind of middle of the road package. Yeah, there's no way. I mean, even 35. I'm not paying $35 a month for this. But I'm not paying $35 a month for any of these services because they are not mine. You know, something that I'm interested in. I don't care about the live. It's why now that I can get the Hulu Live at home on my Roku, I have no interest because $30-$40 a month for something I don't care about.
Right. You already have that covered.
Yeah.
And the game keeps changing, the field keeps moving, and so we still will. What's shifting and what's the best thing for you?
Oh, absolutely.
So there are lots of options out there for everybody.
And now let me ask you, because you canceled, right? How hard was it to cancel? We never actually talked about that.
I seem to remember I had to go into the app on my phone and find the settings page that brought up my account part of it. And I was able to cancel pretty easily at that point. It wasn't horribly buried. It just was, you had to go find your account settings. And once you got there, canceling was easy. One question like, are you sure? You know, and then as soon as you canceled, you got the email saying you could always sign back up whenever you want. I was like, thanks, but no thanks. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty easy. I was pretty happy with that experience. Thank you, AT&T. I've never had an easier time canceling something of yours.
Yeah. That's cool. I didn't get a chance to try that because
you're still using it.
I can't. Yeah. If I do, then I might lose my discount. So
don't do that. How many streams do you get for that base amount? Do you know if you can do how many TV streams you can do?
I think it's 2, maybe 3. I forget.
DirecTV Now streams per account.
But
now see here, yes, you can do up to 2 devices concurrently.
Yeah. And then there was, I think, an option to purchase more streams but I don't see a reason because my kids aren't using it.
According to this article, it says if more than 2 concurrent streams are necessary, we recommend an additional DirecTV Now account.
Oh.
AKA, we're not going to figure out that math. You're just going to buy another account. So if you need more than 2 streams, suddenly it becomes really a bad deal.
Yeah, if you need 3 streams, you are now paying $100 a month for the middle of the road package.
All right. Well, there's another Achilles heel for it. They'll figure that out eventually, but right now,
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. I guess that's all I have to say on that fact. I can't think of anything serious I could add to that. But yeah, you know, as it comes down to, you know, as far as rating it, I am at this point, I'll give it a thumbs up, even though it's not there isn't the DVR yet. We do know it's coming. There are people that are actually using it.
Yep.
So it's just a matter of time. So I'm not going to deduct points from that because none of the services had a DVR when they first launched.
That's not true, but okay.
Okay, who did?
YouTube TV.
Okay, so when YouTube TV launched 2 years after everybody else, it had a DVR.
Exactly. When they launched, they had it.
Yeah,
they were just
but the others that didn't, that paved the way, didn't. Yes, DirecTV Now should have probably had it sooner, but they get a pass from me because I do know it's coming. Whereas in the past, the other ones, they didn't have it, and DVR was just something that they were like, I don't know, we're not even going to talk about it. till
Okay.
but um I like the UI. Video, the streams have been great. I've got over my internet, I've got 50 down, 12 up here. So I had plenty of bandwidth. I only really have channel problem with that one channel, which is velocity. Which, whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it around for a while. So
Well, I'm going to be the contrarian here, not because I need to be contrarian, but because I am being contrarian. But I need to let everybody know that right now, in its current state, for me, it is definitely a thumbs down. Now, that's going to change pretty fast when it gets the DVR. So I am going to be holding it accountable in its current state, though. And I am going to be, I am not happy with how my service was presented to me on my devices. So, because I was having hiccups in the streams and I was having trouble launching things. So, yeah, for me, it's not quite mature yet. It felt like it still had some more maturing to do for where I am. That being said, it feels like it's going to get there, and it feels like it's going to become a perfectly good service relatively soon. Just for today, it's a thumbs down.
okay, perfectly fair. Is there anything else that we missed out there in the chat room? Any?
They wanted to point out that PSU also started
I
with.
don't think it did. I remember that they said it was coming when they launched. It didn't have it at launch, but I'm willing to. If someone can prove me wrong, I will admit defeat. But I'm pretty sure they didn't. They were just the first one to get it rolled out.
Well, it doesn't matter. Really, I mean, it's a feature. As soon as they have it, it's good, and the various different iterations of it.
Yeah,
whether
but
it's
you
the
know
50
what?
hours or the.
Even if they did have it initially, it's been how many years, and you still can't watch it outside of your house.
They're working on that actually. That's something that they have been working in the background to let you watch your DVR shows out of the house. It still won't let you necessarily watch any of your normal channels outside of your house, but apparently one of the new features that they've been working on is allowing you to watch your DVR shows.
Just the fact that their platform is geo locked in any
Right.
way is a deal killer.
It seems like every single one of these streaming things has some kind of Achilles heel. None of them have
but
basically
that's
everything
not necessarily to their streaming thing. That's just a Sony policy. You got the same problem with the PS4, which is one reason I don't own a PS4. And yeah, because once it's on your network, you can't take it with you anywhere.
Right.
It lives in your house and it cannot be moved. Which is absolute bullpucky, to quote my grandpa. But yeah, all right. Well, I guess doesn't look like anything. Should we move on to some rants and raves?
Sure.
All righty. What do you got? What do you got? Hit me.
Actually, I wanted to just talk a little bit about. I've been busy, of course. My what I've been working on at school has been keeping me really busy, and today in particular was a really, really, really long day. I've just kind of snuck in at the last minute to get into here and eat dinner before I could get on this today. But when I've had some spare time, I've basically been doing one thing and one thing only this whole past weekend.
What's that?
Playing the open beta for Battlefront 2, which is a Star Wars game by EA.
Oh, I was like, wait, Battlefield 4 is out. Why are you
No.
playing Battlefield 2?
No, Battlefront 2.
Battlefront.
Which Battlefront, it was last year or a year before they came out with they're basically the same guys who do Battlefield, the DICE company. They came out with their squad-based version of you pick your kind of character solution to this, and I never played it. I really never had the chance to play it. I was never really into it, but I heard early on this week that they were going to be this last week that they were going to be doing the open beta through the weekend. So I made sure that I would try it out because it did look like something that would be fun.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite things about the new version of the game is it has the epic space battles, which are awesome because I love space battles. Wing Commander fan from back in the day. Uh, but Wing Commander 1 and 2 kind of got weird after that. Uh, but I would also, I brought it up and I let my son play. And, he's just getting old enough that we're starting to let him get into kind of games where you're allowed to shoot things with guns. But Star Wars is kind of, it's kind of right at that point in where it's going to be okay for that kind of it's you're killing droids and you're killing clone troopers and you're doing it doesn't seem that bad. And when even the heroes in the game, when you can defeat them, they don't die, they just kind of kneel like defeated, and then because you can't kill Luke Skywalker or something like that. That would just be
that's no fun.
No, it's how they do that so you can defeat somebody but they don't die, so that's okay. But the space battles are by far my favorite part of that. It was a lot of fun, lots of missions and little things for you to take care of. The different ships are awesome, and it was a blast to play. And they extended the beta all the way until this morning, so I played it last night and the night before a little bit too, probably a little too much. And will I be coming out to buy it? I don't know. I might have to buy 2 copies, one for me, one for my son. I don't know. That's kind of expensive. But yeah, it was a fun game. I recommend it for it. The other thing, of course, was this week, if you had the chance to see anything on the internet, you probably saw that the new trailer for The Force Awakens, for The Last Jedi came out. No, you didn't see it, Clyde?
Nah.
Are you gonna go see the movie when it comes out?
I had an opportunity to see Rogue One,
Right.
Back in December.
Right.
Early sneak peek special viewing by one of our vendors. So there was food. My original plan was I'm going to go there. I'll take a nap during the movie and get the free food. But then we had stuff at work and it was too cold. And I was like, I couldn't get motivated to leave to go get the food. So yeah, I didn't watch the movie.
So you didn't watch so you did not see
the last Star Wars movie I saw was about half of episode 1.
Okay.
But I didn't care. People say that movie was bad. I didn't finish it because I realized, he waited too long. I'd lost interest. I barely was interested in Star Wars as a kid, and by the time it came out, I couldn't care less.
Okay. Well, I am a episode 1 apologist. There are definitely problems with it, but it's not as bad as everybody makes it out.
It didn't have anything to do with the movie. It was just the content. I realized very quickly that I wasn't excited about it like when I heard it was coming, and then I went and I was like, whatever. I got better things to do.
On the subject of episode 1, it has so many problems with it. Some of the dialogue is so bad. Jar Jar Binks is horrible. So
but it allowed you and Justin Robert Young to do a dialogue that I have a video copy of that I'm going to use to blackmail him someday.
Excellent.
I just got to figure out I just need to figure out what I want to actually get from him.
I know. I do a annoyingly well done Jar Jar Binks.
Oh, it was great.
Which I was actually considering getting on voice chat and for playing the Battlefield 2 and play as Jar Jar playing inside of an X-wing or something like that, just screwing things up.
Oh no! What you should do is what are the big walker things? You should have Jar Jar piloting one of those.
Okay, well, that was an idea that I was thinking of doing.
That would be even more terrifying.
just to see what people would do. But episode 1 was flawed in many ways, but it had Qui-Gon Jinn, which was my favorite Jedi. It had one of the best songs ever in Battle of the Fates or whatever it's called. I have really enjoyed parts of it. I really thought that, and also because I was hyped up from so many years of watching the original show that and when it was coming out, I mean, we were all super excited, and we're super. I remember waiting in line for hours in order to see that movie for the first time. So yeah, people were jazzed about it, and then after time, it sunk in that there were real serious problems. Yes, there were serious problems, and I would argue worse ones in episode 2, but that's okay. That's for another story.
Yeah. And it's ironic that you brought that up because George Lucas was referred to a lot in the thing I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
On HBO this week, they showed off a new documentary about Steven Spielberg.
I heard about that.
I turned it on as I was like, I just need something to on while I go to sleep. I ended up watching that whole thing, and it was awesome. I don't normally like those kind of like biopic documentaries, especially when the person you're doing the documentary about is in front of the camera answering the questions, because it always feels like forced or like they're
glossed over.
Yeah. And
It's
no,
easy questions.
No, and he is very candid about the mistakes that he made because he didn't know kind of really what he was doing. Like, I learned that, when George Lucas reached out to Steven Spielberg and told him about his idea for Indiana Jones, Steven Spielberg said, I have to direct. Mm-hmm. I knew that much. I knew they worked on it together. What I didn't know is that no studio would make it. They wanted to make the movie, but not if Steven Spielberg was the director, because even though was a well-regarded director, he had the reputation of he couldn't make a movie without going way over budget and taking way too long. So for that reason, absolutely not. We love the movie, but we will not make it if he is the director. And it came down to the fact that, it had to be Steven Spielberg. So he basically had to go himself to Paramount and beg them and say, I get it. I've learned. I can do this. I promise. And if we get to a point where I know it's not going to work, I will bail. And I was like, wow. And I mean, they went through a lot, like really in-depth stuff about a lot of the different movies, and it was really cool. He did not seem like the kind of person I would actually enjoy not only learning about but listening to. He's kind of a funny guy, especially in his self-deprecating kind of way, which I can appreciate.
But, so the easiest and best kind of humor is
he is definitely Jewish.
Yes, he is.
And yeah. And so I recommend it. If you've got HBO or access to HBO, it's out there right now. I think it's just called Steven Spielberg Documentary.
Is this made by HBO?
Yeah, it's one. Okay. I don't know if this is something new that they're doing, but it was a HBO documentary, and I've never seen that before. So
okay.
M Beam wants you to do a Jar Jar review of the next movie when it comes out.
No.
You should go through all of the movies from starting with episode 1 and do like a Mr. Plinkett style, but all in the voice of Jar Jar, and then you can complain with the episodes where he's not in it and be like, where's Jar Jar? Needs more Jar Jar.
No, because the people wouldn't watch that.
People would watch it.
No, they wouldn't.
That's the nice thing is all you have to do is just put it on YouTube, and then it doesn't matter. Once it's out there, it's out there. And then in 20 years, someone will stumble across it.
Right.
And be like, holy crap, what is this?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
I try not to use that voice because too many people there's too much of a reaction either for it or against it. So
Yeah.
not
Oh, it's just I did the wrong command.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
so we're getting close to the end. Probably wrap this up. So if you haven't already, go out to showbot.tv and let's start voting. People have been putting in title suggestions this entire time. And this is your chance to weigh in. That being said, we're here every Wednesday night on Twitch. This is our new home. Eventually, we'll, hopefully be rebroadcasted someplace else. I know Mr. Jotemon's got us rebroadcasting on his site,
Nice.
which totally appreciate.
Thanks, Jotemon.
But yeah, 9 p.m. Central every Wednesday night. You can find us here for past episodes that I actually remembered to record. That's not really what happened, but yeah. You can find those on YouTube. You just got to search for the VOD Squad. We are also we're searching for follows on Twitch and subscribes on YouTube. If you've got any unused follows or subscribes on the aforementioned platforms, give them to us.
Please.
If
They're
you
free.
know anybody that has
Doesn't
an
cost you
account that
anything more
isn't
than a
using
click.
it, yeah, it doesn't cost you nothing. You never have to go back and watch it again. Although we would like it if you did.
If you want, it's fine.
But,
Doesn't matter.
I mean, the fun is to be here live. Then you can actually, if you think what we're saying is stupid, you can tell it right to our face. And right up here, tell everybody, But, I don't know if there's anything else. So I think with that, I will just, should we kill it? Should we kill it?
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure, and we hope to see you again next week.
Bye.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.